Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be cracking on with the RS2000. Right, some of you may be wondering why I've got two black eyes. That's what you get for fighting a fence post in high winds. Should see the fence post. As some of you may know, this is a legendary Mark 1 ESCORT RS2000, an iconic sports car of the 80s. When this shell was shipped to us, it looked like it just needed minimal work to get it back to the customer for rebuild and back on the road. But as most of you know, when we uncovered the work, it got worse and worse and worse. So we've ended up replacing most of this front end, including all these inner wings and suspension components, both front chassis rails, including the battery tray, the heater bowl, the top suspension mounting points and strengtheners, and even some sections that weren't available and we had to make ourselves. So in short, the whole front end of the car has been replaced, except for this one scuttle panel. Next, we tore the sill sections off and replaced the outer wheel well bowl and repaired the inner wheel well bowl. Then the same the other side, but then found it needed more work on this rear quarter. So that was removed. The spare wheel well was replaced and some bracing was added, so nothing moved. Then we're going to unpick the rest of this quarter, round the windows, down the back window, down the boot section, so that we can fit the new rear quarter. Right, so we're going to start repairing this inner bowl so we can stick this outer bowl on, so that we can finish off this edge bit, so that we can put this rear quarter on. So we can take all those edges off so we can put this rear quarter on. But it does only look like we've got these edges to do. But if you look round the other side, as you can see, somebody's put a horrible big patch on there. Now, it's only tacked on as well. What we're going to do is we're going to find out, we're going to mark this panel out, and from the outside we're going to cut it all out in one. It is fairly flat apart from this little bit of detail here, and we're just going to replace the whole section. Now, when peeling layers back like this, what you look for is you look for the layer that you want to get down to in a small section. So we know, if I show you here, by following this panel here, we know this is the original panel. Now, as you can see, somebody's welded on top of there. I've taken the other layers of metal off of there, but there's a weld that's actually joined here, as you can see. Now, as you can see, when you start grinding it down underneath, it actually reveals the original metal. Now, this has got 3 layers altogether, so we're just gradually taking one layer off at a time and slowly moving backwards and trying not to damage this original metal, which is the one we're going to be welding to at all if we can help it, just cleaning it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this weld off here by grinding it back, and we're going to carry on going this way, peeling off these extra 2 layers of metal until it's all cleaned up and ready for us to make a panel. Right, so as you cut one rusty layer off, you reveal another rusty layer. Underneath this, we've got all this edge, which the panel was actually welded to, is all corroded. So we've actually got to make this edge first before we can make this panel to go back in. Right, so with areas like this where the rust is really hard to get to, there's two ways you can approach it. You can use some picks, some screwdrivers, and get as much as you can out. Then grind it and then treat it, or you can use this bad boy. Now this beast is the LCN300 from Zack Lasers. That's www.zacklasers.com. You'll find a link in the description below. Now this is a laser rust remover. This will get surface rust on all those tricky areas that we can't usually get to. There we go, no more rust. That was very quick. Now, again, this can be done with just picks and some wire brushes. So from there, all it needs is a coat of Dinatrol rust converter, and she's a good one. So we're going to weld this to this inner tub, but we're not going to weld it to the floor, because this part of the floor is going to be replaced when we replace the floor pan. So the next thing to do is this outer tub, get this outer tub on. Now the original is actually part of this inner structure, and this inner tub is actually separate from here and welds in. But this new one, this replacement one, actually seats on the top, and we plug weld it across here. So what we have to do is we have to trim all this metal off here, make sure that this seats correctly. Now we have repaired all this section apart from this bit here that we haven't welded down, because that's part of the floor section that we're going to replace. And we do have this here to repair yet, but we don't know where this edge ends until we get this tub on. So we're going to weld this on, and then we're going to attack that. Right, that's it for this video, guys. We have managed to get most of this inner bowl all repaired and sorted. Now, it was a lot worse than we were expecting, so it took us 12 times as long. We have got this rear section to do, which this outer bowl, that now that we've welded it on, is going to give us reference to repair that, but that's going to be in the next video, as is hopefully this rear quarter on. If you've enjoyed the video, leave it a like and smash that subscribe button. Until then, we will see you in the next one.